Hey fellow flowers, Violet here. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to make this 3x3 mega brick keychain. For this project, you'll want to gather 6 pieces of gimp or Rex lace, plastic lacing, however you know it as, and you want to cut them to all be the same length. Now, if you are ambitious, patient, and all those good things, you can go ahead and cut these to about 60 inches. But you can certainly go longer, you can certainly go shorter. It just depends on how big you want your keychain to be. Just make sure that all 6 strands are the same length. And as always, our first step when we start any keychain is to fold all of our strings in half and to find the midpoint of those strings because we want to be working from there. So here is that middle of all of my strings, and the next part that I need to do is I just need to turn 3 of these to be going vertically, and I need to have 3 that are crossing over my hand horizontally. So pick your groups of 3 and 3 and turn them so that you effectively have like an X or a cross over your finger. Okay, and from here I'm going to place my thumb down, and we are basically going to be starting like a huge, massive, gigantinormous box stitch. So thumb down, and then we can pull these strings that are on the left, kind of feeding through my left hand. We'll pull those forward just so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, and now we're going to form all of our primary loops. So we need to make 6 of these things, starting with the string on the left. I'm going to fold that down over my thumb and use my pinky to hold it in place. Then I'll fold its pair upwards and use my middle finger to hold that one. And then I'll do the same with the middle holographic strand, making 2 loops here as well. So this holographic string, which is pointed down, we'll fold this one up to the top like that. And then we'll do the last one. We'll fold this one down. And again, just kind of using my ring finger and my pinky to hold that all there. And then I'll fold this last one upwards to the top right. So I have kind of this down, up, down, up, down, up pattern happening. Next, I'm going to jump to my horizontal strands, and I need to weave these over and under all of these loops. So I'll start with the clear strand here. This one, we're going to, starting with the farthest loop on the right, we'll cross over, and then we'll cross under this one here. So over and under that first pair. And then I need to do the same for the holographic strings. I need to go over the next one in the sequence and then under the second one. So kind of over this bluish one and then under the orangey one. And then I'll pull that string up through and like in between these strings here. Because you see it's like it's trying to go under those other purplish ones. So just kind of pull it through. And then we'll go over and under this last set of strings here. So using the end of it, go over this one closest to it, and then underneath the one which is farthest away. And we'll pull this one through. Just like that. And now we need to do the exact same for the other side of this transparent pink. We're going to just kind of use my finger to hold that out of the way. And then we'll find its partner over here. And let's do the exact same thing, but going in the opposite direction. So I'll be starting from the left now, but I need to do that same pattern of over, under, over, under, over, under. Just now, like I said, we're starting from the other direction. Once you've pulled that string all the way through, we can move to the next row of strings, which are the white strings. Starting from the right, we'll do the same process of crossing over the first loop closest, then under the second, and we'll have to pull it up and through, kind of in between the 2 different colors, and then we'll go over and under the next set, so over this kind of blue one, and then underneath the yellow. And just pull that string up. And then we'll finish off by going over and under this next set of strings. And Then we'll pull this white one all the way through. And if there are any kinks in the string, just work them out, make sure that they are nice and flat. And then we'll move on to the other side. So I'll move this up, kind of just pushing it towards the kind of upwards. I'm going to use my middle finger to hold it, just like that. And you'll see that, you know, the strings are kind of getting squished. So if you need to, you can definitely push the strings open or push those horizontal strands upwards to give yourself more space. But now we need to do that same procedure, just now we're going to the opposite direction. Okay, and here we are on the last strand, which is our pink, and you'll notice that things are getting a little bit more cramped, but like I said, just take your time with this, and I promise it will pay off. Now, very briefly, if you like any of the string that you see in this video, I will post some links down below to some string on Amazon or on Pepperell Braiding Company, so that way you can check out the materials that I'm using in this video. And then also, please remember to like and subscribe if you like these videos. Okay, and now for the last pink, we're going to do that same thing, just as we did with the two other colors before it. And we'll go over, under, over, under, over, under, but this time we're going towards the right. And like I said, things are definitely more cramped, so I have to work a little bit harder to open up the strings so that I can get underneath the strands that I need to be crossing under. So I'm pulling it up through, and then I just need to cross over and under these last two strands. But again, it's kind of like we're wrestling strings at the end of this stitch, which is what makes it a little bit challenging. Okay, and once you have all of those essentially woven, we want to pull everything tightly together. You'll see that I have all these three horizontal strings, and I'm pulling them in opposite directions to pull them tightly. And then I'll just kind of rotate the lanyard, and then I'll do the same for the other three strands. And we'll turn back, pull these, and you kind of sometimes have to tighten the middle strands on their own, or sometimes you'll have to tighten a strand or two independently just to make sure everything looks uniform. But for the most part, you just want to get everything nice and snug and making it look like it's a square at the end of the stitch. Okay, and after working with it for a little bit, this is what we have. Here is the back side of it, just so you can make sure that you don't have any strings crossing over one another. Nothing's twisted or kinked, but it should look like this, where you have the three strands just crossing over one another. And if you wanted, now you could hook on a key ring, or you can do this after the whole thing is finished, but it's up to you. From there, we are ready to do our first stitch, and I like to work from the left to the right for the vertical strings, and then for the horizontal strings, I like to work from the top down. So I'll show you what that means. So starting from the left, I've made my two loops by kind of placing them into those little gaps. So you'll see that straight across from each strand is a little space. And so I want to fold my strings into those little spaces to make my 6 primary loops. So you'll see I have my little gap down here, right in between these two strands, and I'm going to fold this holographic strand down into that little spot. And then for this one, you'll see I have a little gap up here, and I'll fold this one up into that little gap, just going straight across. And for this last one, there's a little gap on the side, kind of in that corner, and we'll place that there. And I'm using my my non-dominant hand, my fingers there, to kind of hold all of the strings in place. And then you want to look, and you'll see that my gap for the horizontal strings is on the right. So I'm going to start with this left strand here, and I need to weave this strand over and under each of those loops, just like we did when we started. So over, under, over, under, over, under. And then my next gap is on the left over here. So taking this string on the right, I need to put it in that gap. So I'll do the same thing, over, under, over, under, over, under, but going to the left this time. And then I'll just kind of pull that string upwards to get it out of the way so that I can move on to the white strand. And same procedure, over, under, and then for the holographic, over, under, pull it through, then over and under for the last pair of strings, and then pull that all the way through. Then that brings us to the white strand on the right. Same procedure, over, under, and then over, under, pull that through, work out the twist, and then the last pair, which are the pink strands, and it's getting a little cramped in here, but stick with it. So move strings around if you need to, open things up, just so you can get to where you need to be. So over and under, and then it's kind of like digging with the strings at this point, but over and under, those two, and then I'll move this out of the way and I'll try to kind of expose those last couple loops for this last string. So over and under, going towards the left, feed it through, kind of pulling it up, and then we'll go over and under the next two strands. So over this first one, underneath the second one, and then we'll have to pull it up and through again, and then over and under the last two, like so. And then we'll pull this all tightly together, just as we did before, so holding all of those horizontal strings and pulling them in my hand, and we'll turn it. Okay, and once that's all tight, this is what you should have, something that looks like a square. And now we are ready to do another stitch. So using kind of that same philosophy of folding the strings down and straight across into their gaps, you'll notice that again I'm working from the left and then to the right, but again folding those strings straight across, putting them into their little spaces. And then this one, I have my little space on the top right, so I'll fold that there. And then if I look over here, you'll see my little space is actually on the left here. So that means that my string here on the right needs to be the first one that I'm weaving, starting from the top for these horizontal strings. And doing that same over, under, towards the left. Now I'll do the same thing, but I'm going to go towards the right using this string which is on the left. Okay, and the next one we'll weave is this holographic strand on the right. So over, under. And then I'll have to push this kind of upwards so that I can get visibility on the strings that I need to cross over and under for when I'm working in the opposite direction. So this stitch is honestly a lot of finessing the strings. Go over, under, pull it up, over and under the whites, and then pull it kind of up, and then over and under those pinks. And then I'll push it upwards out of the way and do the same thing for this last strand. Now let's pull it all together, pulling on all three at once at first, and turn, pull on the next three, all together, and then you can go one by one if you need to in order to straighten things up. Okay, and after those couple of stitches, you should have something that looks like this, where you're starting to get kind of that cube formation coming together. Now I'm going to go ahead and keep working on this, and then we'll jump back in and I'll show you how to finish it. Now after a few minutes, you can see that this thing is huge, and I've really only done a couple of stitches, but that's just how it goes when you're working with this many strings. Okay, the first step for finishing it is you want to gather a piece of string that's about 8 to 10 inches, And then you'll make it into a J and then pinch it at kind of the base so that you have a little tab, a little loop, and then a longer section. So you see I have a little tab, pinch it, a little loop, and then this long section. And with this, I'll just lay it right on top of the strings and use my non-dominant hand to hold it. And with the longer strand, I'm going to wrap around all of the loose strings, which I'm trying to anchor down. And I'll go around a couple of times just until I'm kind of happy with how it looks, and kind of tightening it up as I go. And then with that slack at the end, I'm just going to feed that through the loop, which is on bottom. Feed that through the loop, and then I'll find the little tab, which was on top, and I'll just pull up on the tab, and it'll tighten up the little loop, and it'll keep everything together. So just like that, you can kind of, pull on strings to tighten it down, adjust it as you need. But then you're free to trim it up, and voila, that is how you make the Mega Brick keychain. Be sure to comment down below what you'd like to see from me next. But thanks so much for watching, keep blooming, and I'll see you all in the next one.